Hello guys, hope you're doing good. So in today's video we're going to look at this new saw I got called the GS-600. Alright, so the story of how I got this saw is a bit interesting. So I was looking for a long time to buy a Silky Katanaboy, but the prices have gone up recently and in my opinion they become a bit unaffordable. So I started looking for other options and looking at different YouTube videos. I saw this saw made in Korea by a company called Baek Ma, also known as the White Horse. That's their logo here. The model was the GS-600. So I looked around online to try to find it, and interestingly this was imported by a Canadian company called Lee Valley. So I went to their store and took a look at it, and I saw that this was definitely a good quality saw, so I bought one. All right, so let's take a look at that saw. So the first thing you can see is that it comes in this very nice nylon pouch. It's quite large, has a sling so you can carry it on your back. It's held shut by this Velcro, and you see the inside of nylon is rubberized, making it waterproof. So that's a nice feature. All right, so this is the saw. So as I mentioned, it's a pretty large saw, so it's pretty difficult to get it in frame. But you see here, folded, it's about 2 feet long, a bit more than 24 inches. The blade itself measures 600 millimeters or 24 inches. And when you open it, you deploy the saw, it's 52 inches long or 1,320 millimeters. Because of its size, it's still pretty hefty, coming in at 1 kilogram, around 2 pounds. So the handle here is rubberized and it's quite comfortable, whereas the main body of the saw is made of steel here. The saw is made out of high carbon steel, but it has a coating, hard chrome coating, making it very resistant to rust. So since it's a very large saw, it has a locking mechanism here. So in order to open it, you need to open this screw. So be careful not to lose it before you push down the lever, which allows you to open your saw. After it's locked in the open position, you can close this screw here so it will remain open. Very important to use the screw, since this is a huge saw. It could be dangerous if it closes on your fingers. It has some very large teeth. So the teeth density is 5 teeth per inches, and it's like all these Japanese saw, it cuts on the pull. So to close it, you need to open the screw here, press the locking mechanism, and fold it. To make sure that it stays folded, you screw this back in position. All right, so let's go test it out. So we had a couple of trees falling down recently with a big storm. So I started with this piece of hardwood here. As you can see, the blade is very efficient. I really like the fact that it's a longer blade, makes it effortless. So with each stroke, it bites very deep. One important point when using these pull saws is that you want to apply the pressure only on the pull. That way you optimize the efficiency of each cut. Another big benefit of the saw is the large teeth, and they really bite deep in the wood. The one thing I noticed with this saw is that compared to other saws I've used, this is really effortless. You don't need to put a lot of pressure, you just need to pull on the saw, and really cuts deep. The key point is to go steady and use the full length of blade. So this is by far the most efficient saw I have, way more efficient than the Silky Big Boy or other buck saws that I've used in the past. So obviously a chainsaw is going to be quicker, but if you take into account the time you need to set up your chainsaw, the weight of the chainsaw, this folding saw starts making a lot of sense, because the preparation time is quite low. You just need to unfold it, and it's quite effortless to cut wood very quickly. Another big advantage of the saw versus a chainsaw is obviously you don't need to carry fuel around, and on top of it, it's much more quiet and doesn't create pollution as a chainsaw would. Another big benefit of this saw over a chainsaw is its weight At 1 kilogram, it's much lighter than any chainsaw, and when folded, it measures around 2 feet, which is quite compact, easy to fit in most backpacks, or you could just strap it to the outside of your backpack. So as you can tell from the previous footage, this saw is ideal to cut down trees that have fallen to the ground, but it can also be used to fell trees. As you can see here, it's quite efficient at that. It'd be an ideal tool to take down the dead standing trees you need to create their large fires during winter camping. Alright guys, so what are my conclusions concerning this saw by Baek Ma? So this is definitely the most powerful saw I have, the largest saw I have. It's the most efficient as well. As you can see in the video, you can cut these pretty big pieces of wood in no time. It's nearly as fast as a chainsaw, but definitely much easier to pack. So what are the benefits of this saw? Well, you could definitely carry it with your ATV. So if you're on the trail and there's some windfall that's blocking your trail, you can definitely use this saw to cut your way through. You can use it, you know, as a survival item for winter camping, where you need a lot of wood to survive during the night. So this would be a perfect wood processing tool for winter camping as well. So you could easily pack it as well. It's not that heavy. You could put it in your backpack, and honestly, this is my new favorite saw by far. So one feature is that it's so efficient. It really cuts down on the time you need to prepare the wood. So I highly recommend it. You should definitely take a look at it. One of the reasons I'm so interested in this saw is that it's nearly half the price of the Silky Katanaboy, but in my opinion, it's an excellent saw. Nothing wrong with it. So if you're interested in buying this saw, I'll leave the link in the description below. All right, thanks for watching.